So I wanted to introduce a couple of new tools I have invested in. So uh, I just wanted to start with something that these are tools probably I know I didn't need at all, because I have been building like all the projects, like fine furniture projects, without those premium tools. But I let me show those first. So recently I bought a new Nielsen dovetail saw and another like a saw kit from Bad Axe Tool. They are like premium makers. I started with saying that I probably didn't need these. The reason I'm saying is that I know that is true. I believe in like how like Paul Sellers, like how he teaches his audience is like you don't need to uh, own premium tools to deliver fine furniture projects. His target is to make sure that each and every individual, irrespective of their financial status, they can get into hand tool woodworking and deliver quality things. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean that if you have a premium quality tool, you are going to be making better furnitures than someone who has poorer tools. So definitely, I think that is not the case. In fact, okay, let me show the saw first. This is the Nielsen dovetail saw that I got. I mean, excellent. Like, it looks superb. It has a thinner plate, which actually I like. I have not tried it yet. I'll just be taking it out. I have unpacked it. Like, this was excellently packaged. The handle feels very nice, like much better than any other like dovetail saws I have tried. I mean, for me, I have been working with this Veritas dovetail saw, which is, I think, uh, really wonderful. And I think probably considering affordability and all, this is like an excellent balance, because it's somewhere around, I guess, 90 bucks or something like that, 80, 90 bucks. And it's still it's not the cheapest, it's not the most premium. Um it has worked excellently well. Like the steel plate, I think the steel is good in many saws, and they provide excellent steel. It comes well sharpened. I'll come to that sharpening. We do need like saws that are well sharpened, especially when we are starting, because that would help us understand like what true sharpness is or when we learn to sharpen our saws. That is like one of the most important skills that a hand tool woodworker should have. uh, we have a template, and then we can start filing. That will build our muscle memory, and we can that will help us develop. But then what that also means is that within like one or two projects, irrespective of what saw you have to sharpen your own saws. Like a premium saw may be ultra sharp, a lesser quality like this one, the Spear and Jackson saw, like $30 on Amazon. Excellent quality spring steel, very good for learning sharpening. And it's a lifetime saw. I have shaped the handle to make it better, because it's it doesn't come that well fitted, but it is still beech, excellent wood for handles. And then I have sharpened these saws. So what I'm saying is that after like one or two projects, they come to the same level. Now it depends on our skill how we sharpen our saws. I'm not considering that even if the premium saw makers provide you can ship them the saws, they will sharpen it for you. That's not my goal, because I want to be able to sharpen my own tools. So that's the goal. So this tenon saw has worked perfectly well for me. I was not scared to try my sharpening skills on it until I got a good hang of it. So, and still like cuts very well. I sharpen my own saws. This is like wonderful. I mean, the only drawback, probably like someone who has tried like traditional saws like from the 1800s, 18th century, around that time, is that the excellent fit of the handle that we get from those. I don't have that kind of saw other than this one. This is a older distance saw. Even then, like this is like a little bit bigger for my hand. Maybe someone who has made it, not made it, like this may have been made for a bigger hand size, I don't know, but I haven't tried. But I know that for sure, like that this is one of the main differences, the handle. So I always wanted to invest on a good a vintage saw, like back saw, because I know for sure that they are excellent. But the problem with, especially with back saws, I'm not talking about the hand saws that don't have that this spine. The back saws, they are usually like way out of shape because people stopped using those, like unfortunately, and they could be. I mean, surface rust is okay, but if there is deep pitting, like it becomes you'll still spend like decent amount of money on a vintage saw, and then if it is very difficult to restore, like not everyone has the skills to fully restore a saw other than just sharpening. One may need like good skills in metalworking and lot of things. If it is kinked, bent, all those things, teeth are broken, you have to refile teeth, lot of work, usually that's the problem. And then the handles do have chip and breakage. And then what I have also seen is that most of the better saws, they are available in UK, Britain, than in US. That's what I have seen on eBay because that's my main source. And even if I find something, the shipping is like I have to eat away so much of shipping that it almost gets towards the price of a premium like saw from a new maker. So I have been evaluating, to be frank, for more than a year now. And then I was considering different saws. Bad Axe Toolworks, they actually make excellent saws and they will make custom fit to your hand, but they are like super premium price. I could not afford that, like, or I could not justify spending as much money. But I mean, they are the few makers: Nielsen Toolworks, Bad Axe Toolworks, Lee Valley. I will give them credit a lot. Very few makers who actually still make quality tools and all. And this day and age, because my understanding is that there are not so many customers who are into this. They are mostly into carpentry or like maybe what do we call, like construction working, that kind of. So that's why you have disposable saws. That's not my goal here. So I eventually, like, I got this dovetail saw. Why I again got this dovetail saw? Because this one has worked perfectly well for me. This is 14 TPI. Ideally, I would like a slightly more finer tooth, but there is a drawback to that, that if it goes like beyond like say 17, 19 TPI or like finer than that, it's very hard to resharpen. Even this one I struggle because of my eyesight. But 14 TPI is like pretty good for me. I would prefer a little bit finer, but I really can't go much finer than say 15 or 16 maybe. So that's one thing. Doesn't make a huge lot of difference. And then the plate is slightly wider. So when I am making dovetails of a very like a small box, still works for me, but this has a thicker curve. That means like it's not the best suited for that one. So that was my goal, and primary reason was these handles. Veritas make good handles compared to a lot of other this thing, but I still wanted like that vintage look, like with a brass back, very nice, well-fitted handle where like you hold the saw and just like you with a loose grip, the saw is like holding your hand rather than the other way around. It feels like that. That was the goal. So yeah, I mean, does that mean that to get that thinner plate and all, I had to spend more? Absolutely not. Paul Sellers uses this, shows how these like this what do we call that, straight handle saws, like the kind of inline thrust they give, how well these work. And these are finer tooth and slightly thinner plate, at least thinner than this, I believe. I haven't, yeah, clearly it looks like that. So this should have solved my purpose, but I always felt more comfortable or wanted to use the like the this pistol grip. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to give all the reasons I had, like why. And because I realized, I mean, I've realized that long back that I am into this for a very long time. I am really invested in that. So I wanted something lifetime. These are all lifetime tools too. So this is 14 TPI. This is 15. This has a brass back, which I like the look of. Like The handle, the shape is really nice compared to this. Let me show you this way. Very less difference, probably, like someone who is just seeing it on screen, but if I hold it, like, there is a big difference there. And this is a tapered saw, not that I particularly needed that, but so they have a regular one and a tapered one. This tapered one has a thinner plate. So I called them up and I was asking what's the point of that. Obviously I liked the thinner plate, but I wanted to understand from them. They are the saw manufacturers, so hopefully they could give some insight from their end which would be valuable. So the Lee Nielsen person told me that, like, this is a thinner plate which cuts faster and thinner curve, but people who are not that much used to that, they may find it like more difficult to control. It may bite into the wood, or like if they are too hard, you may bend this, that kind of thing, which I am not worried about. I am very comfortable and confident of in my sawing abilities, so I immediately jumped into it. Price, the day I purchased, I think before tax, I don't recollect exactly, around 180, kind of a $190, something like that. Expensive, but Bad Axe Toolworks is like close to 300. They also make excellent saws, and the one big advantage there is that you can make a handle, like they will make a handle for you that is custom fit to your hands. So someone has the budget, obviously they are really good. So I am fine with this. Then the second thing, the tenon saw, even before a dovetail saw, I actually wanted to invest in a tenon saw. Again, I have all these things. I keep saying these are things I didn't need, but I wanted, and so I waited until I really could justify why, like, I mean, purchasing those. And since I have purchased this, I am going to cut all my dovetails using this, like, I hope, because that's the idea. And I feel a little bit bad about, like, this one has worked for me so much. I don't like keeping tools in a place where I'm not using those, so I will still find some purpose of it. Then otherwise I will think maybe I will sell it, or I don't know. I don't like collecting tools. I'm not a collector. I'm nothing against that, but that's not what I want to do. So next comes this tenon saw. Now tenon saw from Bad Axe Toolworks, if you custom make it, you may have to check the pricing, but I believe they are close to $350, $360. But they also have a kit where, like, they give you the stuff and you make the saw. So that is somewhat affordable. I don't remember the price again, but way cheaper, close to what this cost, I believe. So this is the kit. This comes with I mean, a couple of padding they gave. I think this is to hold the saw while working on them. I think I have to look at their manual. Maybe like when you are sharpening, these are the liners, like they have a sticky thing on one side. So I'll see what they are used for. Now this is the saw back. Excellent quality, heavy, and like this is folded. I personally, I have like this brass thing. They don't provide brass back. They have a brass colored thing, I think titanium or something, which is like I had to spend a lot more just for the look of brass. So I just gave up that idea. So this is still works great, but this still has a modern look. I like the vintage look more, but this still looks great. This still looks much better than what Veritas does, which this plasticky fiberglass thing looks very like, I mean, works fine, but looks very not at all like as per my liking. So compared to that, this is much better. Even some vintage distance saws and all, they used to provide steel backs and they worked fine. Brass is still my preference. And the screws, they have again this material and some stronger materials, but the moment I saw they have brass options, I opted for that. I haven't assembled it. I will make a video of like making this saw like from the kit. So stay tuned for that. I will record that and upload it, because I don't know how good it will work out for me, but I will record it. So this is the saw plate. I have like had them sharpened with rip cut. You can buy it without sharpening and you can save some money, but they are like the premium makers and they do like know how to sharpen. They have a video like they do all by hand and they are like superb in that. No doubt about that. I have no doubt about that, even though I have not tried. I've seen all the reviews and what they do. So I got this sharpen to rip cut. Again, they provide hybrid and cross cut. um, I could have gone for hybrid, but this is tenon saw, like probably rip cut makes more sense, but my goal is to like do all my sharpening. So I had them do that so that I have now have a template of like a good quality sharpening. So even though I am confident in my sharpening abilities, especially rip pattern, because that's what I have been doing on all my saws, it will still help me like do it in a better way. And yeah, I mean, that's the reason I got it in the rip pattern. And then this is perhaps one of the biggest reasons why I got it, like the handle made for my hand size. Now like this is the small size, and they have all the guidelines of how to measure your size and get the appropriate handle size. And for me it came out to be small, because for these closed handles they mentioned that if you are between sizes, go for the smaller one. That was different for these open handle things. So I went by that and got the small one, and this is awesome. This is hugging my hand, and this is like again not shaped fully. Like I still have to like file it and use my rasp, which is actually like fun for me. I am going to do that. uh, I have to make sure that I don't like remove too much material, because this now fits perfectly. I don't want it any loose. I got the cherry handle. Any other handle was more expensive. They have oak, walnut. Walnut, even though I have that walnut handle, so I'm not too inclined. Cherry, this is cherry. This looks awesome. So I love like the look of cherry, and it's not too expensive. So it's perfectly fine for me. And one big reason I got this is that I have always been thinking of making my own saw handles, which are like using some like really wonderful handles as a template, like vintage handles, but I could never get hold of something like that. So I had asked them like if they have like some templates or plans, something like that. They told me that they don't have, but they told me I could use this as a template. So good that this is like still like this has sharp edges. So I am going to capture this template in a cardboard, plastic, or even a paper, and I am going to make my own saw handles. And maybe someday I will replace the handle of this one, this Amazon Spear and Jackson saw. So because I think like 90% of the premium saw value is in the handle. That's my take, because yes, premium saws will come like very well sharpened, but that's not as important for me because I will be sharpening it. So I will like, if I can make this, improve this handle, have this handle here, like a similar handle I can make. I have to be careful I don't drop. This will be so much fun. So I will try to do that. So hopefully that's a future project. So yeah, so that's I also from my end didn't want to show that all the work I have been doing, it really needs a premium tool. The only premium tool I began with was my Veritas low angle plane, and that was during the initial. That's an excellent plane, by the way. But if I were at this stage, I would never buy a low angle plane. I don't need that. I mean, I thought like obviously that gives some advantage with that inline thrust while planing the end grain. So I used in my shooting board my end grain wise, but eventually I realized that I am into like freehand sharpening and all. The way I can sharpen like my number 5.5, this is a vintage one. This blade, the way I can sharpen, like it's in a flash, it's in my muscle memory, it's so quick. It's a lot of pain for me to sharpen the thick blades, like smaller blades and thick blades, like with freehand. I can do that, but slowly and slowly I'm moving away from that plane. That's where I'm going at, because these ones are like my go-to planes now. So today if I had to buy, probably I will not buy that. That's a very premium plane, and during that time I didn't know if I could restore. I had no idea about like hand planes, so I had to buy something premium at that time. That's what I thought and went for it. And I haven't invested in anything like that. So these are the two saws. Hopefully nothing more. That's what I think, because hand saws, again, these Spear and Jackson saws, I have like 4 of those. Let me take out one and show you. I think you may have seen in a lot of projects like these ones. By the way, the brand Spear and Jackson, if someone may not be knowing, this is like a very renowned like a brand. Sheffield, I think they used to make like really premium saws, but then things changed. Like they outsourced to making in like other places, Asian countries. They still make like very good saws in the sense that it's still good steel, well sharpened, beach handle. It's all machine cut and all, not very well fitted to the hands. They are too bulky, but they work just fine. And I have sharpened it. I have 4 of these, two 7 TPI and one 10 TPI. The reason being, I wanted to again learn sharpening, and I wanted to keep some cross cut and some rip cut saws. So I don't intend to buy. I don't at all need any more like good premium saws like those hand saws. This is the only one I bought when I saw this on eBay. I haven't used it much because the plate is so thick. I have to do something like it still, like maybe it needs a proper set. So yeah, I don't need that. But having said that, it may change my mind and buy someday. So I will keep this aside. This obviously I can't use until I assemble it. But the Nielsen dovetail saw, this is one I am going to use it. So yeah, that's about it. I wanted to show that. So probably in some of my newer projects, I mean, I do have recording of some other project. We may not see those saws because they are like older recordings, but newer ones probably you will see me using these, and I am excited to use this. One more thing I wanted to tell. Sorry, I forgot. Again, this is something also I didn't need, but I invested in, is these molding planes. I'm not into molding and all. So I got like, because these were available in a set, I got this like not too expensive, like on eBay, these wooden molding planes. This is more for my understanding and kind of like I'm just excited to try these out, like restore it, like sharpen and see how these work. Like so much fun to know how these things work. So these work as this have a wedge. You tap it here, give a firm tap here or here. This loosens the wedge. See, and the blade comes out. And then if I put the finger here so that the blade doesn't drop in. Tighten it, like feel for it. Tight. Oh, this is too much. Again, to loosen. So here, tighten the wedge. This is now tight. If I want to advance the blade, then tighten the wedge. To retract, again here, tighten the wedge. This is like wonderful. I wanted to see like how this work, so I'll be showing that also. So yeah, that's what, like, I'm really excited. Like, these are the 3 molding planes. These are, I think, Ohio tools or something. Let me see where. OG Johnson, there is a stamp. Auburn tools. Yeah, I don't know much, sorry, I don't have much idea, but people probably know about it. These are vintage and excellent. So these are just for my understanding, my interest that I am doing. I don't think I need those really. So that's about it, and I'm really excited. So stay tuned for my next video. Like I'll be working on some projects, couple of projects lined up. Maybe the project video I'll be uploading. So I don't want to spill the beans here. So stay tuned for that. Thanks everyone.